Great. And I'll just let people in as they come in. And good morning, everyone. We've already said hi, except to Loanne, who's just joining us. And we have Denise Nielsen here from the Utah Food Bank, who is over there, well, probably more than this, but over the CSFP and the senior meal boxes. And I'll just let her talk about that. But let's do just some quick introductions, the organization you're from, and maybe the work that you do with your organization. And I'll just call your names out. So, and I'm Julie, I'm going to probably pronounce your last name wrong. Julie Benedetto.
You were all good. That is correct. So yes, I am our case management coordinator at Peace House in Park City. So we work primarily with survivors of domestic violence and sexual violence. So case management of all sorts in that realm.
Great, thank you. The other Julie Rosier.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Julie Rozier, and I'm with Southeastern Utah Association of Local Governments.
Great, and they are doing really great work out in Southeastern Utah. Lots happening out there. Let's go to Loanne.
Hi, I'm Loanne Lee, and I am the program coordinator or manager for the Family Development Program at Community Action Services and Food Bank in Provo. And we do mostly emergency services like housing, utilities, transportation, clothing, all of that fun stuff. And yeah, that's me.
Great. And then let's go to Diane.
Hi, good morning. This is Diane from Comunidades Unidas.
Good morning. And then we had somebody else join us, and is it Anna Yelly? Is that how you pronounce your name?
Hi, yes, good morning. It's Anna Yelly.
Great, thank you.
And Annie Ellie is with Peace House.
Oh, okay.
She's one of ours.
Yeah, we were just doing quick intros, and then we're going to turn the time over to Denise. And so I will turn the time over to you, Denise. Do you need me to share my screen with you, or do you have, I'm just going to talk? Oh, you are on mute.
Well, that helps. I'm just going to talk a little about our program so people are more aware of what we offer. I am Denise Nielsen with Utah Food Bank. I've been here about 17 years. I actually started the CSFP program when the state first got it. So I've kind of worked with it the whole entire life of it. And what CSFP is it's Commodity Supplemental Food Box. It's federally funded. It's for people that are 60 and older. It's 130% of poverty. If each person qualifies in a household, they can each get separate boxes. We do home delivery in some counties. We're trying to get that a little bit more up and running in other counties. We are in all 29 counties, and we have over 134 pickup sites and senior housing sites that we deliver to. What the program is, again, is it's for people that are 60 and older, 130% poverty. We're noticing quite a rise in clients recently. I think with the groceries and gas and everything that's going on, it's just been a struggle for our seniors. We are trying to get in a few more rural areas. We're working on Delta right now, and doing some more outreach in some rural areas just to get word out there. I'm trying to think what else you need to know about the program. So there's a couple things. Go ahead.
Oh no, I was going to say I'm making a list of questions. So if you all have questions, we can just let you get through your information and then ask questions.
So what we normally do is there's a lot of ways a client can apply. They can call me. I can send them an application. They can do it through their caseworker. A lot of caseworkers contact me, and I give them the application, and they do the application with me and scan it or fax it or email it, however you want to get it to me. You can also, there is a link on our website that you can actually do it online. It's a little confusing for seniors. So we find that it's easier to help them with it online, just because it's a little confusing for them. Once I get it, it takes me 10 days once I get it, I usually put it right in, but within 10 days, the client will get a letter letting them know if they're approved or not approved, and where they were assigned to and where their pickup dates are and times, or if it's home delivery. So that's how you apply for that program. Do you want to answer the questions for CSFP, or do you want me to talk about the other program?
Oh, are they similar in, no, go ahead, and then we can just ask all of our questions at the end.
Okay, so there is another program that we run here. It's called the UFB box. It is all donations. It's for clients 18 and older with disabilities that are homebound. It is 185% poverty, so it's a little higher than the CSFP. It is in Salt Lake County only. We are trying to expand it into other counties. We just haven't had the capability of doing that, but we are actually looking at going into Washington County, hopefully in the next 6 months or so. What we usually do with applications for those is, because we have to see that they're homebound and see that they're receiving disability, we'll have them call us. We'll schedule an appointment with our outreach member. They'll go out, fill out the application, get them all set up, help them with other stuff if they need help with other stuff. We have referrals and things. When we sit there and talk to them, a few things will pop up. So that's how we do that one. We do have to do an in-home outreach appointment on that one. And they do have to be homebound, not bedbound, but homebound. And there's a few ways. If we can visually see that they're homebound, that's fine. If it's a little more difficult one, we'll have a doctor fill out a note for us, just letting us know that they're homebound. I think I hit all the points on it. I'm sure you'll have lots of questions that will be thrilled to answer.
So if any of you have questions, you can put them in the chat and I can relay them to Denise, but I've got some questions. If you don't mind if we start with those. So on the CSFP program, how does that interact with the program that is run through the Department of Health and Human Services, or do they just is that passed on to you guys through you guys?
So that's passed on to us. We work with the health department. We have a state representative, Ari Van de Graaf. Yeah, okay. So he is the one that handles CSFP with the state. They contract us out to do all of the fun work with our clients and distribution.
And so, okay, so, and you're in all 29 counties and you have 130 plus distribution sites. So, so when, where did here okay. So what determines who you deliver to and who has to pick up? And what happens if somebody can't pick up their box, and what happens to that food? Are they all food pantry locations where they're pickup sites?
So that's great. Great questions. I love those questions. So there's a few things. The home delivery, we do try to make sure that they're homebound or, without a vehicle or having a hardship at this point, getting somewhere or carrying. It's a little more lax with CSFP than the other program. So we do just try to determine, hey, we understand, we'll deliver the food for you. And we do have people that call and say, my car broke down, I can't get it this month, that we will try to deliver to. We're really big on proxies. So especially with a lot of the rural areas, we have people that can't pick up, but we can assign a proxy, a neighbor, a friend, anybody can be a proxy as long as the client allows it, and they can come pick up the box once a month. If the client calls and says, there's no way for me to pick up the box this month, there's nothing I can do. We try not to do this, but we can hold the box over for them. So when they pick up the next month, they can get the 2 boxes. We try to make it as easy as we can. A lot of the sites that we do are senior housing. So we actually drop it off to the senior housing site. So they just need to come downstairs and get it. That's mostly in Salt Lake County. We do have some senior sites in Ogden, and we're in pantries, we're in senior centers, we're in senior housing, we're in libraries. So we try to get out as much as we can. Like with Delta right now, we're working with the senior center and possibly even the library. We do have some churches that do distribution for us. We do have some mobile trucks that you can pick up your CSF box on, along with other groceries that are on the mobile trucks. So there's a variety of ways you can pick up. Again, we try to make it as easy as we can, and we're really big on proxies. If like a senior housing, a lot of times the site service coordinator will sign as a proxy. So she'll just sign for everybody's boxes. And then if they're at a doctor's appointment or something, that box is there waiting for them and they can get it.
Okay. And then is there a cap on the number of folks that you can serve in either program?
So yes, right now our caseload for CSFP is 3238. We only have 3154 active clients right now. We actually tried to be 10% above that 3238. If we hit that, which we won't hit that this year, but if we hit that, what will happen is we will put them on a waiting list for CSFP, and it's first come, first serve on the waiting list. And then in the meantime, we'll actually give them a UFB box. So they're not going without food. And once somebody comes off or, passes away or moves, we'll switch from that UFB box to a CSFP box.
Okay. Oh, that's great. The other question I have, so all the folks here are doing SNAP outreach. So working with, low income folks who might be eligible for SNAP, which is also 130% of poverty.
Yes.
One of the restrictions that we have in Utah is like, we can't help a client apply unless they're in person with us. So if we do an online application, we can't have them on the phone and fill it out and submit it for them. They actually have to submit it themselves. What are the rules around, like if we are talking to folks and they're interested in applying, but they don't have internet access, or they don't have a phone that would be, easy for them to use to submit that? Can our organizations help people apply online without them being present and submit that application for them?
Yes and no. We do have to have a signature and
Oh.
initials from them. But if you want to get the ball rolling, what we will do is you can submit the application, we can get it in our system. Then we can actually print it out, send it to them and say, hey, can you sign this for us?
Oh, okay.
And they can mail it back. It's a little longer process, just because we do have to have that signature.
No, and that, I mean, that's basically what it is. The same is true for the SNAP applications. We just can't submit it because there's an electronic application, electronic signature option, but we can't sign that for them, but we could, you know, fill it out until it's just ready, print it out, send it to them. But you're right, that is just sort of this layer of complication that isn't necessarily great.
Yeah, yeah. The other factor is they do have to show some proof of identification.
Okay, for both programs?
For both programs.
Okay.
However, it doesn't necessarily need that we need to see it on the application. There's a part that you can check off that you've seen their ID. And then we don't need copies of it or anything. You can just check it off that you've verified that they who they are.
Yeah.
So that's helpful for them when someone else is helping them fill it out. Then they don't have to get copies of their IDs and send them in. So that just takes one thing off of them. With the application online, I do believe it's required to have a signature. However, you can just exit and we'll know that it needs to be printed off and mailed to the client.
So if we do that, if we have folks who are helping in any sort of way, like either just giving them information or if they're helping them apply, probably is where this would come in. Would you want us to give you a heads up that, hey, Utahns Against Hunger helped Mary apply for CSFP, or do you just pick that up in your system?
We don't actually pick it up in our system, so it might be helpful if we knew that, just so we can collaborate and kind of see where our referrals are coming from. We also have a paper application that if anybody's interested in, it's pretty easy to fill out if that's easier than the online. Again, it takes a little bit longer because you do have to get it to us, but yeah, I think that's a really great idea. So maybe when filling out an application, you can just put on there Utahns Against Hunger, and then we'll kind of count that as, we'll kind of keep track of that.
Okay. Yeah, and what I'll do when I send out the recording to the group, I'll put your information. Like if you help people fill out an application for CSFP, give Denise a heads up.
Yeah, that would be great. Shoot me an email. Like I said, you can even type it if you do it online, you could even type it in the signature. Utahns Against Hunger, and then we'll know. And then if it's a paper application, you could just even write on there Utahns Against Hunger. I think that would be really helpful, just to see, you know, where we're at and what counties we're helping. Are you all just in Salt Lake County, or are we everywhere?
No, we've got Loanne is down in Utah County, Julie and Annette.
We cover Summit and
House folks
Wasatch
are up in Summit and Wasatch.
Okay.
Julie Rozier is out in Southeastern, and Diane is here in Salt Lake. And we do have a couple, I mean, this obviously isn't everyone, but I mean, we're not in all 29 counties for you. You guys are. But yeah, you mentioned that you're doing outreach in some rural counties.
Mm-hmm.
Are there specific counties where you are really trying to reach into? And is that something that you would want like us to help with? I mean, would you like us to do it like a social media post or put it in our newsletter or and stuff like that?
Absolutely. Anything will help. Millard has been really tough for us. So that's my goal this year, is to make sure people from Delta have been driving all the way to Fillmore to pick up their boxes, which is about an hour. So I've really ridiculous. So we've really been concentrating on trying. Fillmore's my white well this year. I'm gonna get those people in Fillmore or in Millard and Delta. There are some rural areas out in Kane County that, you know, we're trying to work with. We did put a mobile there, and that seems to be helping a little bit. Can't think of any off my head, but Summit and Wasatch we really struggle with. We've had a lot of applications with not a big choice of places to pick up, but we did just open one in Heber, which has been helpful because they were going to Park City to pick up their boxes. So we did just get one in Heber open. We're talking about Colville and Camas. I'm trying to get something out in that area. So we're just kind of looking at these smaller areas and the needs in these smaller areas. And we've been working with San Juan quite a bit, trying to get some stuff out there. So anywhere I feel that there's a need or people reach out to me, I get on the phone and start calling, trying to find some place to do it.
Well, you know, as you know, Denise, Utahns Against Hunger was a point of contact for the Senior Farmers Market Nutrition Program this last summer. And I mean, it shouldn't surprise me, but I was really, really taken aback by the number of phone calls that we got really from all over the state, people wanting to participate in the program. So, I mean, I think it was, for me, it was very telling that all these letters that went out to your senior meal box folks over the CSFP program, just like there were, and I'm sure that you experienced this too. I mean, there were days, there were 3 of us on the phone and we could not get to all the calls between, you know, like between 10 and 1, it was almost nonstop. I mean, I was just, I don't know. I was surprised by that. Do you know how many folks in both, well, in either program, since I guess the Utah Food Bank box is 185% of poverty. Do you know how many folks who are on CSFP receive SNAP?
So that's an interesting question. We did a survey years and years ago. And there was about 30% of our clients that were on SNAP. We asked why they're not on SNAP. And one of the biggest reasons was it was too confusing. The paperwork was too hard. The money wasn't worth the frustration of trying to sign up.
Yeah, that was probably when the minimum benefit was like $12.
Yeah, it was $16 at that time. Yeah. I've been working with Ari, and I had mentioned to him, I would really, really like to do another survey, find out why they're not on SNAP, and let them know that they can call you guys to help them with those applications.
So, yeah, I mean, that's definitely something that we should follow up on. One of the things that, I mean, just since, you know, I'm always thinking of groups of people who lack access to food. And this summer, it was just really highlighted that, you know, it was this group of folks. So we would love to collaborate with you guys on something like that, because we're trying to think of ways to reach that population. And so we'll follow up with that to
Absolutely. I
have a
think it would be a
conversation.
great partnership because I want all of my clients to be on SNAP, to be able to get those fresh fruits, fresh vegetables, things like
Yeah,
that.
and and now the minimum benefit is now up to 23, so it's almost, not quite doubled, but
Yeah.
and we've been having a conversation with the Department of Workforce Services, and they haven't budged on this yet, but we're trying to make it easier for seniors and people with disabilities to apply, because we can get people to apply. And this is, I think, most particularly true for seniors, is getting them on is sort of that first step. But when they, a year in, when they have to do their recertification, it's just too much. It's
It is too much.
overwhelming for folks.
So my daughter was a single mom, and she was on SNAP, and she brought the recertification to me and said, "Mom, can you help me with this?" And I was shocked. I was like, so I can only imagine how confusing and frustrating it is for our seniors, that we have a lot of rural seniors that don't read and write. We have,
Oh, interesting.
farmers that just quit school and help parents farm in these rural areas and stuff. And it is very difficult for them to understand even what the question means.
Yeah.
So back to, I think it would be really great to look at doing another survey on our clients and getting your information out there if they're interested in signing up, because I do feel like there would be a lot of them that would be willing to if they had help.
Yeah, if it was just easier and just less bureaucratic. Yeah, okay, I will follow up with you on that. Okay, I have been asking all the questions. Does anybody else have any questions before I ask my Utah Food Bank box questions? Okay, no questions. Okay, so for the Utah Food Bank boxes, so like you say, that's all donated food.
Yes.
And is it all private funds that pay for that program? So did you guys design that, set the income limits and the verification process? Okay.
We did. It is kind of our own program, so we're a little more flexible with it. We use mostly donated food. Once in a while, if we get an extra load of USDA food, we'll put that in there. And that's why we have 185%, is that's what USDA requires. So we are a little lucky with that. It used to be 165, but we were just able to raise it. So that kind of gives us our guideline for income. Our other guideline with the homebound is all the volunteers deliver these boxes. And we were finding that not a lot of our clients were homebound. And so we've kind of tightened up those qualifications so we can really get it out to the people that really are homebound. We have so many mobiles and pantries and access to food. If you're not homebound, there's just so much. So this one, we really are concentrating on, these people really are homebound. They don't get out very often. They don't have family or friends that can help them. And so they did tighten those rules up about the beginning of last year. but still it's a great program. It is, like I said, it's all donated food. We usually will have milk and cheese. So it's a box of food, kind of like CSFP, but then they also get milk and cheese and eggs. And sometimes we'll have hygiene kits they can get. And we do have volunteers that deliver. So they kind of get close to, we have assigned volunteers. So they kind of get close to those clients. And even after they stop delivering those boxes, they'll keep in touch with them and stuff. So it's a great program.
Yeah, and then in terms of, for both programs, the 130% and 185% of poverty, what do you do to verify the income of it? Is it just a self-declaration of eligibility?
Yep, they just self-declare their income. We do on the UFB box, we do have to see that they're receiving disability.
Oh, right.
So that kind of verifies it on that one, but CSFP is totally self-declared.
Okay.
And it's kind of been weird with the Social Security going up. So we could do it a few ways. So what we've been doing since the Social Security has gone up and now it puts them over poverty, we've been just taking the last 12 months of their income, which they're still under. And then once those new poverty guidelines go up, they'll still qualify.
Yeah.
So there's different ways we can work it. So if you have somebody that, you know, is $5, $10 over, just take last year's income. Work it. The Utah Food Bank boxes are only available for folks in Salt Lake County. Do you have a cap on the number of people that you can serve with that program? No.
Okay.
Right now we're only serving, I don't even think I wrote it down. I think we only have about 700.
Okay.
And so there is no cap.
Okay. Great. Wow. So much. This is so great. I got this whole page of notes.
I just love working with you guys. So thank you for inviting me.
Oh, I'm glad I did. Does anybody else have any questions for Denise before we let her go?
Well, if you do.
Oh, Julie.
I was just
Rozier.
going to say, just thank you very much. You guys are amazing as well, and we appreciate your support greatly.
Yeah.
Thank
It's been
you,
exciting
Julie.
to see your programs grow.
Well, if you'll just send out my information to anybody, and then if you do have questions, just shoot me an email. I'd be happy, or call me. I'd be happy to help in any way I can.
And then do you prefer, if we refer people, do you prefer we refer them directly to you or direct them to the online application?
Either or. I think I'd send them directly to me.
Okay.
Again, it's kind of hard for them to fill out the online. It's a difficult application. I even get confused on it. So I just send them right to me, and then we can figure it out.
Okay.
With them if we need to go fill it out for them or mail it to them, or if they think they have or they think they can fill it out online.
Okay. Great. Well, thank you, Denise, for joining us. If you guys will stick around for a few minutes, we can wrap up and let you go.
Thank you guys so much.
Thank you, Denise. I really appreciate your time.
Year.
There's you too. Happy 2023.
Yes. Take care.
Have a good rest of your week.
You too. Bye-bye.
Well, I thought that was super interesting. And I mean, it's just seniors. I just am sort of getting a little anxiety over making sure seniors have enough food. Do you guys have, excuse me, do you guys have anything that specific that you want to talk about this morning before we let you go? One of the things that I was thinking of is for these meetings, which are on the first Wednesday of the month, if there are, I'm going to send out just a brief survey that will let you list either organizations or issues that you want to hear about, things that you want more information on. And I'll try and get that out. I will definitely get it out this month. I just learned yesterday, I have a staff person who is going to be on an extended leave because his mother is very ill. Anyway, so I'm trying to balance all the things that need to get done before the state legislative session starts. So if there's a little bit of delay, that is why we'll be a little short staffed for the next couple of weeks. Anything else you guys want to talk about before I let you go on your way and get your day started? Okay, speak now or forever hold your peace. Okay, well, it's good to at least, Julie, good to see your face. Everyone else, good to see your names here. And I'll follow up with an email with Denise's information. I think that's really exciting. She said that they're at they have a cap of 32-38 and they are only at 31-54. It's like, let's fill up that roster. Like, that's like less than 100 people, really. I think that need to sign up. And I know that there are lots of folks out there who need the help. So anyway, thank you all. Happy New Year. I hope you all had a really nice break and a nice holiday with loved ones. And unless there's anything else, I'll let you all go. Okay, thank you.
Thank you so much.
Yes,
Appreciate
Luann.
it.
Thank you.
Julie.
Okay, bye.
Luann, did you have a question?
No, I was going to say same to you and thank you for
Oh.
your hard work. We really appreciate you.
Yeah, well, we appreciate you too. Thank you, Luann. Talk to you soon.
Okay,
See you,
bye-bye.
Diane.
Thank you, Gina. Bye.
Okay, bye-bye.